Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Trading with Ashley show. I love this particular week because it is options week, so I am dedicating all of my videos to various aspects of options. Now, today's video is near and dear to my heart because I am going to be talking about how to use options to retire with. It has replaced my income. I'm going to tell you a real quick story and how this happened. When I was working for corporate America, they gave executives stocks. They gave every year, it was part of our compensation program, and I just put them away. I was busy, very busy with work, and really didn't pay much attention to what these stocks were all about. Well, once I started learning about selling options, I remembered that I had been accumulating all this company stock for years. So the next morning when I got up, before I headed off to work, I said, let me try to sell a covered call and see what happens. Well, I actually sold a covered call and the money appeared in my account right away. And it was amazing how quickly I was able to continue this process every single week. Just on Mondays, I was selling covered calls that expired on Fridays, going pretty far out of the money. But I was able to very quickly start to replace my income from my job. And that's when I realized that this was just too good to not explore further. And so when things got a little bit uncomfortable at work and I realized I was trading way too much of my time for money, I decided to let this be my second job. And I am so glad I did because now that I'm able to focus on this full time, my brain has been just firing off with all these different wonderful scenarios. And it has been wonderful because I've been able to ink out so much premium from selling options. And I just got off of a call with all of my Discord members, and we were going through the proper way to roll a trade to get more premium. And I have a little trade hack that I was sharing with them that talks about splitting up the trade and how you can really double your premium that way. But what I wanted to talk to you about today was when you transition from work to just selling options, how you need to arrange it so that you are set up for success and that you're not risking your precious nest egg that will be producing income for you for years to come. And so, one thing to consider when you get all of your funds together, for me, I took my 401k and I worked with a broker and I had it transferred over to a broker so that I could control it. Because, when you work with 401ks, there's just very limited ways that you really can't even trade with it. You can just put it in some mutual funds. Most of them have different funds based on your age that you just put them in. But once you get control of your funds, you can really start doing a lot with it if you know what you're doing. So I don't encourage any of you to just quit your jobs tomorrow and throw your 401ks into a broker and start trading. You have to actually know what you're doing so that you don't blow up your account. But once you transfer the funds over, then you can start trading with them. Now, I transitioned to three different funds. I broke up my money over a cash brokerage account. That's the account that I use to actually produce income. And I have a little debit card with it, and it's so great because I can sell options and then take that premium that is in my account, and then I can go to the store with that debit card and use it to buy groceries. It's so wonderful how that particular aspect of a cash account works. Also, I have margin on that account, that cash account, and that gives me extra leverage, but I'm very careful with that leverage. I never use more than about 30% of the margin just so I don't have to worry about a margin call. And then I have a Roth account, which I put most of my speculative plays in my Roth account. My Palantir that has tripled since I bought it, that's in the Roth along with a lot of MSTR because that particular stock will not slow down long enough for us to add any more to our bags. It's just been amazing. And then I also have Tesla and Nvidia. I have all of that in my Roth account because those are my speculative plays. Even though they're established companies, a lot of them, they have high growth potential, and I want all that growth to grow tax free. And then I have a traditional IRA. And I really don't worry much about the taxes in the traditional IRA because I'm not pulling from that right now. So all of my gains will be lumped into the account. And actually, what I do is every year, based on where I am in the income bracket, I funnel a little bit of that money over into my Roth. You can do a Roth conversion, and that's helpful because eventually I'll have 100% of it in my Roth. And when it's time to start pulling on it, then it will continue to grow tax free. So I love that about the Roth conversion and that opportunity. And your broker will actually walk you through that. I don't want you to be intimidated by it and think, oh no, I don't know how to do this. You can speak with most of your brokers, especially if you're with one that has a great customer service area. My broker, Merrill Lynch, helped me with my Roth conversions. And the other thing I wanted to share with you is there's so many different ways to trade, and based on where you are in your retirement cycle, really dictates how much you trade and what types of trades you take. And not only that, but when you think about if you have made significant money on a particular trade, you may want to transition that trade from what's considered riskier to one that's more conservative. So let me give you an example. This MSTR, MSTX trade has been amazing for my portfolio. I mean, I have made enough money to actually build our dream home and pay cash for it. And that is a blessing. That is such a blessing. And I'm so glad that I've had this opportunity to learn about this stock and to learn a little bit more about how it works. And I didn't just throw a bunch of money in it. Actually, I had heard about the stock initially from Larry Jones. My friend Larry Jones had mentioned it. He kept talking about it on YouTube. And then I decided to go look a little bit deeper into it. And I started going down this rabbit hole of studying this stock to nauseam. And I realized that the whole way that Bitcoin being on their balance sheet and how they recently announced that they are using money that they're raising from creating more shares to buy more Bitcoin, it keeps pushing the price of Bitcoin higher, which pushes what's on their balance sheet higher, what they can claim. And so it's just been this perpetual money loop. And I don't know how long it'll last, but what I plan on doing is I plan on cashing up very soon on MSTR on some of my shares, about 25% of my shares. And then what I'm going to do with that money, I am going to transition to selling options on them, not just enjoying the price appreciation. And so to get out of some of my positions, I'll sell covered calls and I'll allow those to be called away. The cash that's generated from that transaction will allow me more money to sell really in the money cash secured puts. Because if I have, let's say I have my shares called away at the $600 level. Okay. Then I will turn around maybe the next week if we're still running high and sell puts at the $590 level. So if I am put the shares again, they'll be lower than my call away price. And so that makes my trading a little bit more conservative and ensures that I don't just take a big steep dive down if Bitcoin decides to hiccup. And so that's the way I'm handling the trade. And I'll continue to do this every month or so. I know that it looks like we are heading to $100,000 Bitcoin. So most of my transactions will probably take place around that critical support level. And then if we pull back, if people are starting to take profit in any of these plays, it'll allow me a chance to load back up. For those of you that are at the stage and you are ready to take this seriously and actually maybe retire and sell options for a living, I do still have spots available in my January boot camps. And I must say, I'm so proud of my current camp members. I know I've loved seeing all of their questions on the first day. And this is a 6-week class. It can actually go longer for those that are interested in that. But usually after week 2, they are actively trading and making money. I've had so many messages like, wow, I just paid for my boot camp times 2 just by learning the proper way to trade. And so I really encourage those of you, even if it's not me, if you're going to try to do this professionally and if you want to try to do this with a large sum of money, you do want to educate yourself first. You don't want to make some common mistakes that are made for people that just don't know any better. So invest in yourself and then you can enjoy the freedom that we have found trading for a living. Now, this is options week, so I don't want any of you to forget to go to my community tab and I want you to vote on the stock that you want me to trade live on Friday. I want to show you how I evaluate a stock live and how I go ahead and execute the transaction. So I'd love it to be a stock that you're most interested in. So if you will, take a look at that community tab and start voting on that. And as we get closer to that, I will dive a little bit deeper into that particular ticker symbol so that you know what you're trading. That's one thing that's very important to me and that I stress in my community. I don't just post my trades, I actually share with the community members what my thought process is, why I think this would be a good trade to sell an option on. And we look at the technicals, the RSI, we look at the moving averages, we look at the Bollinger Bands, and I show them why I have decided to sell a put at this particular level. And it's wonderful because after I do this a few times, it starts clicking with them and it becomes easier and easier for them to make their own trades and actually go fish for themselves, which is the goal in retirement because you want to be able to do this for yourself. And for those traders that are not yet at the level to start trading for retirement, I haven't forgotten about you. I'm actually working on something very exciting for all of you that may have smaller accounts, but you still want support and to be able to learn from a community or from individuals that do this for a living. So I have something very exciting I will be announcing very soon to help those of you that are at that stage where you want to learn more, but you're not quite ready yet to dive headfirst into everything options. So be looking for that. I will probably announce that tomorrow. So make sure you press the like and subscribe because I want you to be notified on any new initiatives that I do to help you learn. For those of you that are interested in crypto and you missed my live crypto boot camp, we are offering a special link where you can purchase the replay of that particular event. It was so wonderful. And while I was on the live, you actually see an order fill. And by the time it was over, the order had executed and I made money in front of everyone. It was a lot of fun. If you want to see that live and learn how to set up your trades for crypto, make sure you click the link below that says Crypto Bootcamp Replay. But I just wanted to share with you my thoughts on how I'm using options in retirement and how you can transition some of your plays to more conservative plays and hold on to those precious gains. So I hope this was helpful to you. I hope many of you join me in your journey to retirement. We just had someone today share with me her retirement portfolio now that she's learned how to properly trade it has hit over $1 million. So I'm going to give a shout out to Cindy. Congratulations, Cindy. I'm so proud of you. Cindy went through one of my boot camps and I couldn't be more proud. Remember, if you're with Trading with Ashley, there is no trader left behind.